someone is desperate to hear from you. Someone is freaking out that you're not responding and you're not communicating to them. This person is watching their phone constantly, looking for a response or looking for something to see if you're responding to this person or you're showing any interest that you're going to respond or reach out to this person. Now, I see that what's happening with this person is they are constantly thinking about you reaching out. They're constantly thinking about you communicating when it comes to this person. But I see that with the Page of Cups energy, they're trying to give you a commitment to get you to come back because they think that you want a commitment or they think that you want something, and they think by giving you what it is that you want, it's going to make you reach out to this person. But I see that what's happening is you don't want this person to give you a commitment, because every single time they've done this, it's always been a way to kind of keep something, control something, or get a response or a reaction from you. What you actually want is this person's emotional vulnerability, because this person's never let their guard down with you. They've never been emotionally vulnerable with you. So I see the fact this person's never been emotionally vulnerable with you meant that it almost always felt like you were walking on eggshells with this person, because this person had a reason and an excuse not to be open with you, not to give you the truth, not to give you full love and full communication. So you could never trust the connection or the relationship for what it was. Because even though this person said that it was a relationship, it never actually felt like one. So this person thinks that you want a relationship with them, and now this person's getting annoyed because they're giving you a commitment and a relationship and you're denying it, and this person thinks that you're trying to get back at them for making you wait for so long, or this person thinks that you're playing hard to get and you're showing this person that you're doing so well without them. But really this person thinks that it's either a cry for help or you're trying to get attention back from the connection because you lost an energy by this person being indecisive for you for so long. But I see that what's happening is what you want is not a commitment, because a commitment with this person never even meant anything before anyway. You want their emotional vulnerability. And this person refuses to let their guard down with you because they want something from you. They want a message, but they want a message in order to help this person with their own reassurance. But the thing with this energy is you already gave this person your reassurance by waiting. But this person used it as an emotional excuse because they said that they needed time to make a choice or a decision. But the thing with this energy is, and now this person's kind of actually realizing it, is that by them actually being so detached, they've lost the real true thing that ever meant anything to them, and that was you. They actually lost the only thing that meant anything to them, but they tried so hard to deny their feelings. They tried so hard to convince themselves and tell themselves that it was never love because of the reasons and the fact that they felt they had to be emotionally distant from you. But the thing is this person was more emotionally invested in you than they actually realized. Because when it's love, you can't deny love. When it's real, you can't deny that it's real. And this person tried to do that because they tried to say to themselves that they were being emotionally withdrawn for a reason and an excuse. They thought they weren't ready for love, and they thought they definitely weren't ready for your love because they never experienced a love so real, so pure, and so intense as yours, and they were scared of it. But what's happening is they've lost the only thing that ever really mattered to them. And now they're trying to come back in by giving you a commitment, but you don't want a commitment with this person. You want their emotional vulnerability. You want them to be real, genuine, authentic, and true, and you want to feel like you can yourself be emotionally vulnerable with this person. You want to feel like yourself you can let go with this person, and you still feel like you can't do that because you know their guards are up, you know their walls are up, and it doesn't matter what you do, what you say, how much you let go. This person has to learn to let their guard down on their own, and it's not your job or your responsibility to do this with this energy. Someone became emotionally vulnerable towards you and you didn't realize that they had become emotionally vulnerable towards you. So someone's pissed off with the Knight of Pentacles and the Three of Wands because this person thinks that you led them on because you're now starting to move forward. But what this person is actually pissed off about is the fact that you're moving on so quickly and this person is scared. They're scared because you have the ability to move on, and this person doesn't have the ability to move on in the way that you do, because they've never healed from previous loves, because they've always rebounded. But they've never known a love like yours, so they've never had to heal from anything previously. So this person is scared that they're having to watch you, but they're also scared, and they're somewhat feeling like a fool within themselves, because this person feels like they have to stalk you in order to watch you. And this person kind of knows that they're emotionally repressed. This person knows emotionally that they're hiding, and they feel a lack of masculinity, that they have to watch you and stalk you in order to see how well and how quickly you're moving on from them. But what's happening is this person doesn't want to bother to behave more masculine anyway, because this person is scared that they think that you've led them on, because they were behaving emotionally vulnerable towards you, but you didn't realize this person was being emotionally vulnerable because they didn't give you a connection. Now I see what it was. It was that this person didn't know that you wanted them to make a choice or a decision, because you didn't express yourself to this person. But I feel like with the Hermit and the Transformation card coming through, you knew this person had a lot of issues. Not so much red flags, but you knew this person had a lot of issues, and you were waiting for this person to change, to outgrow the fact that they needed to love bomb you, or outgrow the fact this person had so many insecurities, because they did like want to love you and be vulnerable with you, but they wanted to have reassurance before they were being emotionally vulnerable. And it was the reason why they didn't tell you that they were ready to love and ready to let go, was because they didn't have enough reassurance. And whenever you didn't give a response or a reaction to this person that proved that they had the reassurance, this person would end up ghosting you and abandoning you, because they were so scared that you were moving on. Now, the thing with this energy is that you were always moving on, but you were doing it more slowly from this person. Through every time they abandoned you, ghosted you, got angry at you for not giving them the response or reaction or behaving in a way that they wanted, they were always making you slowly move on. But now that this person's actually seeing you implementing it and seeing you putting it in practice, this person feels like they have no choice but to stalk you, to watch you, because they feel so emotionally repressed. But they feel so emotionally inferior now to your love. So this person doesn't know what it is to do in this situation. With the Ace of Swords coming through, the Nine of Pentacles, we have another Nine of Swords, the Star. This person is slowly realizing that you were their happiness, but they overthought everything, because they let their insecurities actually overtake their emotional vulnerability, and they didn't realize that your reaction and your response to this person was what made the situation emotionally vulnerable. Not the fact this person thought they were behaving emotionally vulnerable, but more in the way that you didn't respond because you didn't feel the reassurance. You never felt the love from this person when they were being emotionally vulnerable. And this person's starting to now kind of possess more empathy. And this person's kind of now starting to realize that they were behaving in a way that was controlling rather than behaving in a way that was giving you selfless love. They were behaving in a way where they were trying to control you through their love rather than just giving you the love that you needed. They were giving you the love that they thought was needed and wanted in order for a reaction to spark a conversation about communication, about the relationship, about what the two of you were here with this energy. Someone keeps letting you go because someone's trying to create drama and conflict. Someone's trying to get a response from you with the Five of Pentacles, because you stopped being vulnerable to this person and they don't like it. Your lack of vulnerability towards this person is scaring the crap out of this person, because you're moving on and they don't like it. But they don't want to tell you that they don't want to like it, because this person feels like they need to compete with you. But what they're actually doing is they're actually competing within themselves, because this person is making themselves feel like they're not good enough for you. And they're pinning it on you and becoming passive aggressive at you, because they're saying that you making a choice or a decision to walk out on them is selfish. They're saying that you are leading them on, and they're saying that you're the ones that are ghosting them and abandoning them now because you're turning your back and walking away from this person. But with the Ten of Swords energy coming through and the Temptation card coming through, this person always made you feel like you could never actually have their love, because this person made it feel like it was a game. And if you didn't give the reaction or the response to this person, it's like you couldn't have this person. They'd ghost you and abandon you. So what happened was it was always a relationship of chasing, of you trying to chase something back, but it was like you were chasing something you could never have, because this person was never going to be emotionally vulnerable with you in the first place, because they were just buying themselves time. But it's like this person was testing the waters, and I feel that you got sick of it. And what ended up happening was you ended up walking away from this person. There could have even been a betrayal that happened from this person. But I see that what's happening now with this person is they can't stand the fact that you're moving on so quickly, because subconsciously they know that they were the ones that did it in the first place. And now they're feeling like an idiot. Now they're feeling like a fool, because they thought they were in control of their emotions. But what it really was that this person was scared to be emotionally vulnerable with you, because they thought that if they would fall too much for you, they wouldn't be able to control their heart when they were around you. But what's happening at the moment is that they actually can't run with the Eight of Cups, because they've realized that the worst thing of all isn't actually the fact that they weren't emotionally vulnerable. The worst thing of all is that this person now can't outrun your love. They can't forget you with the Eight of Cups. And all they do is think about you the more they try and push you away with this energy, because you are the best thing that ever happened to this person. And it took losing you for this person to actually realize that, because the absence, the silence of not being able to feel your presence and not hear your voice, now this person knows what it's like not to have it. And now this person realizes they were in denial about how it was they were actually feeling, because they were trying so hard to control not letting go with you, that they kind of realized that they had already fallen in love with you more than what they actually knew. So I see that what's happening here between you and this person moving forward with the Tower energy, this person's communicating with you and then they're abandoning and ghosting you again, because they're so exhausted from overthinking everything in their head with this energy. With the Hierophant, they can't step up with their emotions, because this person feels like their emotions are being repressed and it makes them feel emotionally inferior. But what's happening is they're competing with the lack of love from you, and this person's trying to validate their own responses in their own head that what they're doing is correct and right, because they have no choice but to deal with the heartbreak, and they can't do that. But what's happening is this person can't validate their emotions, because their regret is taking over from the fact that they know they were so emotionally immature about how they handled everything with you. So I see that with this Two of Wands coming through with this energy, they are so hoping that you don't move forward. They want to come back in and give you more emotional security with the Ten of Cups. But with the Five of Pentacles, they're scared to do it, because they're scared that you don't love them anymore. But they're also scared that if they put too much energy and too much effort into this now, they're going to be even more heartbroken than what they are currently. But what I'm also hearing in my head with this person is their heartbreak can't get any worse, because they can't replace your love with anything else, because your love is the highest love this person's ever experienced. So with this energy of this person reaching out, it's not going to matter if they take that leap of faith, because they've already lost what is the most important to them, and now they're realizing it in your absence and in your silence here.